All right.
You're the intro guy.
I'm the intro guy. Ep 3! Oh! Welcome back to the QOSA pod. How are we, boys?
Lovely.
Lovely.
All right. You?
Can't complain. There's nothing to complain about. I said that to you
I'll
earlier.
get back here. You can complain if you want to.
What's new? What did you get up to over the weekend?
Had a bit of a cry.
Cry.
Geelong lost.
Oh.
It's not that serious. Geelong lost.
The start is always football,
Footy.
Geelong,
I mean, that's all I do.
Cannery. Lockie does fuck all.
Yeah.
I actually didn't pay attention to any football. I watched Anzac Day. Didn't even watch Richmond.
Richmond suck.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that
they do.
much.
They do.
Know what I do. I hit up two wine bars on the weekend.
2 wine bars.
Yeah. The local, mine and Caitlin's local, and then sister's birthday, one near her house. One's a lot more bougie than the other. It's definitely east side versus west side sort of things.
Oh, so local Footscray.
Hey, don't dox me.
Not as... Oh, shit. Next year there's going to be people rocking up at your house.
Yes, Western Burbs, definitely a lot more low key.
Yeah, but sometimes
the patrons are definitely a bit more low brow compared to the east side. Who was in there? Tom Mitchell was in the eastern Burbs one. Got money.
Yeah. Sometimes we like it more low key.
Yeah.
A bit more grungier.
Character.
Yeah, way more character. I actually seen, I think this was a couple of weeks ago, but when Tom Liberatore got knocked out against you guys, I seen him at a pub the next day.
Just drinking.
I don't know if he was drinking. He was like sitting at the front and I was just strolling past. And he was just sitting and I was just like, made eye contact.
Double take it.
But I didn't actually look if he was having a drink.
Yeah. It's good for concussions, I hear.
Yeah. Anyway, let's stop talking about football.
Lockie's just silent. Checked out.
So you boys are both in loving, healthy relationships. You've got some experience and expertise in this field. When it comes to men leaning into their masculinity and women leaning into their femininity, is that how you say that word? Femininity? Yeah.
Sure.
Let's roll
It
with
is
it.
now.
Let's roll with it. Do you think that plays a role in a relationship being one that works, that's healthy, when the man is masculine and the woman is feminine?
I suppose it depends on how both of you are as a whole in general. Like if maybe the guy might be more feminine and the girl might be a bit more masculine in terms of the stereotypes per gender, then I suppose it doesn't really matter who leans into what side. But I suppose for any relationship there probably is certain things that make, I suppose, yin and yang sort of things that just make everything blend well together in a roundabout way of me not actually answering it.
Well, what's your relationship like?
I'm just trying to think.
Are you the mask? Are you the fucking alpha dog?
I always give Caitlin the jar to bloody open it for me.
Oh,
Damn.
she's fucking looking down on you, son.
Yeah. Slashing me ass on the way out.
Gives you a kiss in the cheek, kicks you out the door.
Yeah,
Get out of
exactly.
here.
Nah, but like I suppose I'm gonna go with more the trait-wise, job-wise, like how I grew up, where like Dad did a lot of cooking and cleaning within the house where your stereotypical household wouldn't. So I suppose that might have grown up that way, where just trait-wise as well, where you give and play where the other one can or cannot do at that given time. I suppose you're chameleon yourself a bit to what's needed at the same time. If that somewhat answers it.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like it's not like a 50-50 thing.
Yeah.
Like, you got to lean into what is more natural. And I guess generally the guy's going to be more masculine and the girl's more feminine. Especially like, if you look after yourself, your hormones are going to do what they're going to do. Guys looking after themselves will probably have higher testosterone, probably more masculine, and then women the other way around. But like it's not a split 50-50. It's more like a puzzle piece where you give one area, take the other. But I guess it just really leans into what's natural for that person, and upbringing does sort of have a role in that. Like what you see in the household is probably what you deem as normal. But I do believe that you have to have certain aspects where it's like that's your thing. Like whether protection is you, decisions are you, whatever. I don't think it's really meant to be you both do the same thing. I don't think that's really too many chiefs, not enough Indians.
Yeah. See, I think I'd almost disagree a little bit, coming from someone who's never been in a relationship that has succeeded. But I'd say a relationship should be I'd say most people should have a balance of both, what you said. Like just because we're male doesn't mean we're all masculine. And just because they're female doesn't mean they should be all feminine. Like everyone has this inner harmony of both masculine and feminine energy and traits that person by person is going to fluctuate and be different. But I think like my outlook at it is we should have that healthy balance of both. And that's kind of what makes us whole. And then my idea of a healthy relationship would be two whole people coming together and then just depending on the situation, depending on the scenario, leaning into what's needed. And obviously, as you said, there's going to be one person who's going to favour some traits more than the other. But I think if you're just relying on the other person to make you whole, if you're lacking some feminine qualities and then you're relying on your girlfriend to kind of make up for that, like you're gonna be without when they're not around, or if they're tired or not in the mood, you might start to feel like, oh, now I'm lacking this, and that can cause problems.
I suppose you might then depend on them too much.
Yeah.
And then when they stop doing it or they can't be bothered doing said thing, then you might get angry at them sort of thing because they're not doing something they usually do for you.
Yeah, you read into it, you're like, well, fuck, I'm missing something right now because I'm relying on you for said thing.
I think there's two different answers. Like, it should be two whole individuals coming together, so these two people should be constantly working on themselves. But then when you come together as a relationship, that is when you like split the things, basically.
Yeah.
Because you don't need four hands to be on the exact same task when you could have one going one area, one the other area, cover more bases, but still individually you are whole.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're just going to rely on your natural strengths anyway. And like one of you said, decision making before, like someone who's naturally going to be better at making quicker decisions are going to keep doing that rather than relying on the other person to be like, all right, come on, your turn. Obviously, you need to, if someone keeps doing the exact same thing over and over, though, then you just might run into troubles that way, though, without making it a two-way street and forcing it into a one-way street.
Well, you can have, like, two really good businessmen. When they come together, they'll both take on different roles to make that business thrive because you're leaning into certain strengths of certain people. But it doesn't mean, like, the areas that you don't, like, if it's me and you creating a business, just because you're the one doing marketing doesn't mean I'm shit at marketing. It's more so just that is your area. You should be doing that.
Yeah, playing into your strengths. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, well, that's on the money right there. Relationships 101. Come together both as whole beings and then work out what the strengths are that both of you have and how you can be the perfect duo.
Like, so, you know when people get together and then one of them just chunks on weight, or they both do?
It always goes back to this stuff, doesn't it?
But people get into I say usually, sometimes people get into a relationship and then let themselves go.
Yeah, I'm comfortable.
Yeah, I'm comfortable. I'm just happy. Yeah, I
don't
think
have to
that's
fucking
when a
worry
relationship's
anymore.
not working.
I've got my boo. He loves me.
This is why yours haven't succeeded. Did you let yourself go?
Oh, I've had a tendency to in the past, you know. You just go, oh, I'm off the market. Don't need to
Try.
wow anyone. Just stack it on.
Then you wonder where the spark went.
No. Keep your cup full. Keep your cup full. What were you saying though before we...
Yeah, you did.
Well, I think that is a dead giveaway if a relationship is not going to work in the long run. Like a relationship should be pushing you to be better.
Not giving you comfort to kind of fall away.
Well, what if it just happened naturally though? Like without, let's say the relationship and emotional state and everything still really good, and let's talk about the just physical. What if it's just, you're just naturally, I suppose if you're naturally not going, let me rephrase my question. All right, so say the person, you're just generally fit and healthy regardless, and just as you age, people naturally become less active. Just natural, as we're humans, that's just naturally what happens in our society at this stage. We naturally become less active. So what if that's just part of the natural progression for them? Emotional state and everything is all still really good within the relationship, but they're just going through normal societal means of, they still go out for lots of dinners, but they just start moving around a lot less.
Well, are you saying it's natural or it's normal? I don't think that's natural.
Normal for our society, yeah.
Yeah, well, like, if we go by normal, everyone's fat. But I don't think that's natural.
Yeah.
Where I think a good relationship should be one that is making you want to be the best version of yourself.
But what if you're both happy being the way you are of normally?
That's a cope.
Yeah.
That's a cope.
What if you're never in that best physical presence being to begin with, and you don't want to be?
Then you are not playing into what it means to be human.
Oh, that's a tough call. That's a
That is
tough
a
call.
tough call, and I'm
That's a
making
very-
it.
that's a very-
Full stop.
It's like you're saying 90% of humans aren't being for what it is to be human.
Yeah.
The best physical
I think that's
sense.
a very
Not saying you're choosing to do that, but at the same time, not choosing is choosing.
yeah.
Like, you're not actively going, I'm going to try be a fucking fat slob. But if you're in that point, you should probably be doing, like, something to better yourself. I think no matter what, whatever state, whatever situation you're in, you should just be trying to better yourself regardless.
Yeah, but what if them at their happiest is being a little bit overweight and just not doing all too much physically?
I think you should always be doing something. I think you'd be the happiest if you are doing something.
Well, let's go with as far as they know and are aware, and that's what they're willing to do, and that's to them, their happiest though.
But that sort of ignorance of not knowing something doesn't make it not true.
Yeah, so in that sense, they're still the happiest they've ever been, so why is that wrong?
They could be better.
For you, you're saying they could be, but they might not be. What if all of a sudden they get all fit and healthy and all of a sudden they become narcissistic because all of a sudden they look really good and be like, oh, I'm the best ever now.
Then they got to fix their mind as well.
Yeah. So there's no winning. There's no winning with it.
Well, I can see both of your things. Like Lockie, it sounds very harsh, but it's for the betterment of the person. It's just saying be your best self. Like it's not saying be the best, be better than everyone else because you're not at the moment. It's saying be your best self. And then I understand you. It sounds very harsh when you just say if you're ignorant and don't know any better, well then you're not contributing to life as a human. But ignorance can just lead to people not fulfilling their own potential. And I'm not saying that you ever have to like reach this pinnacle potential, but I believe in my own experience, when I am striving towards that, just by taking as little or as big steps as I can, life is so much better. I'm so much happier and everything is more peaceful and fulfilling. Whereas there's been moments in my life when maybe because I have the knowing of what trying to strive for your best self is, but when I'm going against that, I start to feel down on myself and shit. And it's like people have just been stuck in this cycle of shit for so long that they think shit is good. And it's better than something else.
It's better than what they might have previously been at.
Oh, it's not the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
Could be worse. And it's like, as Lockie said, could also be better.
Could be better.
And it's like, I kind of made a video on Instagram the other day.
On what handle?
Live Wild Up Movement. But I said, like, we always have the choice to either move forward, however big or little that is, or we can stay the same. Or if we want, we can stray further from peace and happiness. And it's like it all comes down to the choices that you make. Every choice has a consequence, and that consequence can either be good or bad. It's up to the individual. But a lot of people just are ignorant and have their head in the sand to all of this.
No doubt. And like not obviously, but subjectively it could be, yes, moving more, eating well. Generally 9 times out of 10, probably 9.9 times out of 10, you will feel better and live a probably better, happy, healthier life. What I'm trying to say is though, what if that person has been to that standard and has been to that bottom of the barrel standard and they're happy being that little bit overweight, I don't know, a little bit dumb, can't be bothered striving, pushing themselves intellectually as well. That's happening with the mundane 9 to 5, and that's like, hey, that's where I am my happiest as well.
Well, what I'm getting at is, like, as what you were saying before, you're always moving forward. It's, like, I'm not saying you have to take fucking massive leaps forward, but you should always be at least moving forward to some degree. At some point, people are going to depend on you to look after them, so I feel like you should be in the best state for that. I'm not saying you have to be the
Most
pinnacle of evolution.
Yeah, of course.
You don't have to be 6% body fat. Like, that really does nothing. But you should be at a standard where you can handle almost anything.
And what if they believe they can and they're given life situation? Who are you to tell them that they're not in that position?
If they were actually in that position, then it's like, just keep moving forward. But a lot of the time, people are misinterpreting where they are, and they're usually coping because it's comfort.
It can sound very harsh the way that you put it.
I can get even harsher. And I'm going to say this one point, which is harsh, but maybe it's tough love. We are just like a clump of cells, right? To really oversimplify it. So if we aren't moving forward, what makes you different from a wall? If you aren't evolving, how are you any different from just a piece of furniture that is just stationary?
Stagnant.
Doesn't move, doesn't evolve, doesn't do anything. Where if you choose to just stay in the spot, never move, I think you're sort of not allowing yourself the opportunity to feel what life can be like.
I guess, well, I suppose where people, I suppose, push theories or ideologies on certain things. Like you always hear, I use the stereotype, like you always hear, like, let's go with white women pushing on other social justice issues when that minority might not actually care as much as what the more privileged people might think they care. So then I suppose you could say the same thing. You might be pushing this onto what you think is better. For them, they might not give a shit and actually really enjoy playing Minecraft for 12 hours a day and keep it going on that way. And that's what, to them, as far as they know and are really happy and content doing, that might be what they love doing though.
On their deathbed, will they be like, I'm so glad I clocked 13,000 hours in Minecraft?
They might.
I think it's better to, on your deathbed, be like, I gave it my best crack, versus the option or the possibility of being like, shit, I stagnated too much.
Yeah, I peaked when I was 15.
Yeah, did my knee.
Did my knee. Could have been anything.
It's a good point that you make, though. I can get behind that.
Yeah, behind it.
I can get behind both.
Yeah,
because
I'm for sure.
I think all three of us are very much in the camp of what Lockie's saying with our own lives. Like, we want to push the needle forward, and we want to flourish as people while we can, because like, this is a gift that we've received, and we want to make the most of it. But then, yeah, some people are always just going to be happy doing what they believe to be the best thing, and maybe that is just doing fuck all. And if they're happy with that, then they're happy with that. We can't take that away from them because we see differently. But if you ever need help, always a but. Always a but.
Do you think, this is sort of going off of what we just said, and sort of going into like the misconception of natural and normal, do you think that normal necessarily means good?
Nope. Well, if you look at, is normal average?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Normal is like what the vast majority are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then no. I perceive the vast majority to be living a life full of chaos. And so I don't want that.
No, I'm saying, like, I suppose I'll go with a stereotypical, like, 9 to 5 workforce. That's normal for everyone. I don't like that. That's why I'm trying to do something different and make other people's lives better, because they're just going through the mundane week in, week out sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then I suppose you can even go health-wise as well. Normal is overweight these days. So it's very easy to get kept up in normal because, everybody does it. But doesn't mean we should be doing it, because it is normal.
Well, it's like the conditioning that we've received through just years and years and years, that we believe that we're supposed to live life a certain way. But that certain way is a good chance to not suit the individual. It's a good chance to not suit us. But because everyone before us has done it and everyone around us is doing it, it's like, oh, well, that's obviously the thing to do.
That's what I got to do.
And then we kind of create these rules in life where it's like, well, that's just what you do. You go to school, go to university, get a 9 to 5 or 7 to 3. Save up for a house, have a family. That's life. And it's almost like we can even take it to the next step, and it's like we put time limits on things as well. It's like, if you're not
married by 30
at this point, by a certain age, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
Like, you're a fucking loser. Where it's like, what's it matter?
Yeah.
What's it matter if I buy a house at 25 or if I buy one when I'm 50? Like, it shouldn't have any power over your peace. But people let it by believing that it's real.
Yeah.
And I'd say the only time limit in life is kind of like a woman's biological clock in having kids. And even now.
Well, actually, it's actually male sperm that might actually impact the kids, any health outcomes of the kid in the fetus age might actually impact it more.
All right, two
biological clocks.
We can't get away with this one. We're involved as well. We have a time limit on us.
Yep.
All right, but let's just say the only time limit in life is creating a child.
Yep.
That's the only thing. Everything else, do it at your own time. Live life in a way that is enjoyable and sustainable, and work towards things, but don't put pressure on being like, oh, I need to fucking tick this off by 30, or I need to have this done, otherwise I'm a loser, otherwise I'm a failure. Because that just pushes you into a life that is not authentic.
Someone's making you live.
Yeah, you're living to someone else's narrative.
Yeah, like my client is a real estate agent. Just like, do you rent, buy, or do you own a house? I was like, just rent at the moment. And then it's like, you looking anytime soon? I was like, oh, look, maybe in the next year or so, just want to get some travel done first. And she's like, oh, travel's all good and well, but you should buy now. And I'm just like, but that's not where I want to be in myself right now. Like, I'm saving more money renting so I can then travel and do whatever I want. And I can live wherever I want now. If I buy, I have to live in that hellhole and probably Hoppers Crossing.
Heidelberg West.
Heidelberg West.
Heidelberg West is actually pricey now. Yeah. They're cleaning it all out.
Yeah.
They're making it into a suburb that's similar to the ones that are around it.
Because it's like, it shows you, because it's stereotypical for the people a little bit older of just like, must buy, move out, do that sort of thing. And they're like, no, I'm happy renting. I'm closer to the city than any of my friends. I can go in and do whatever I want. Be back home for 10 minutes when they have a whole hour's drive home, where I can be in and out wherever I want, go travel a lot easier, where their mortgage is double what I'm paying in rent. So it's still pros and cons of everything that just people aren't used to. Like Caitlin's family especially, all their side of the family, cousins, they all lived at home and then bought a house and then moved out. Yep. Where I'm like, I think I'm nearly one of the first ones within their family to have actually rent first for a while, and then still haven't even bought anything yet. So it's like and that's normal for me though, coming up from the country, rent in the city for 10 plus years or whatever until you buy something. So it's just everyone's normal is different.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I have the conversation with my parents or with my mum a lot. And not that she's trying to push anything onto me, but obviously, like, her life has been great. She's loved it. So she wants that for me as well. And like, all that she knows is what she's done. So she's like, this is good. But I'm like kind of the complete opposite. And so I just constantly remind her and just say, look, don't worry about...
I'm going to Sri Lanka.
Don't worry about like what happens. Don't worry about... Because no matter what happens, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be happy. Like, it doesn't... Material items don't get to decide my well-being or my fulfillment or if I'm successful or not. It's like staying true to who I am and living life the exact way that I want to is what's going to... What you were talking about before, when I'm on my deathbed, I'm going to look back and I'm going to go, fucking oath. What a life.
If I had a Gucci bag.
Gucci flip-flops, man.
I want to be buried in those Gucci flip-flops.
But yeah, I think obviously our generation is definitely changing into more of a direction of like just follow your dreams. But you still do talk to a lot of people who are just like so hooked on money, and everything's driven by money. And it's like, do you want to do this? Nah, money. It's just like, you're living life the way you want to, or are you just living it to build your savings? Which...
Because I remember seeing something that most generations, like people who die at the moment, actually die with about 90% of their wealth.
Don't want to be the richest man in the grave.
No, I'm taking it with me. So then it shows you, I suppose they obviously pass it on to because a lot of people, they earn a lot of it just so they can then set the next generation up to make it easier for them, sort of thing as well, rather than their own life.
Yeah, that's good, because that is another thing that people say. It's like, well, I want my kids to live the best life.
A better life than what they did.
Yeah, well, I have lived a fucking great life. I have no complaints. I've been very fortunate and lucky with my upbringing. But I think bringing your kids up, like I'm not going to be worried about, I need to give my kids all the material things that they could ever ask for. Like, my first priority is I want to give my kid the most love that he could ever ask for, that he needs. I want to bring him up with the knowledge that is going to leave him a fulfilling life. Not one of being like, you need to make sure that you're switched on and you save your money and everything's like this and that and that. It's like, I want you to do you. And then when you bring people up in that loving environment, like, they're going to end up living a life that's great. And I think if you asked anyone who had like super successful rich parents that maybe focused more on work and just providing material things for their kids instead of spending time with them and giving them love, and you ask the kids, hey, what would you rather? I'm sure most of them would say, I'd rather...
Know my dad.
Yeah. Be raised in a loving environment where I knew that I was safe and loved, instead of being like, oh yeah, I've got Gucci flip-flops.
Yeah,
So-
but I suppose I can say that to you already touched on it, where a lot of the time, let's say, mum or dad, them working their ass to the bone might be their way of showing love. Like you have the, what was it, 6 signs of showing love, where it's acts of service, blah, blah, blah. Giving, receiving.
Do you think children receive love that way though?
Obviously, they're probably obviously more affectionate and physical kids. More so, they wouldn't understand. They just think, oh, dad's away again, mum's away again, rather than they wouldn't actually understand that concept.
Yeah, I think it's just human nature to crave connection. And so kids and children are like the closest to that pure form, where they don't have that much information to like pull them in different directions, where they really need that connection and that love, because that's like the main priority in their life. Where as you age, like you get pulled in different directions and different beliefs, and makes you think that, oh, like material wealth is what's going to
Success.
express love the most. If I can give him this thing, if I can pay for a private school, whatever. But yeah, at the end of the day, every time I'm talking about this, because we're posting it on a podcast, I'm always just thinking there's different sides to the story. This is just my opinion.
And it's in this point of time right now
Yeah,
that you're aware of.
exactly. There's always going to be differing opinions, but we're talking about it and we're putting it on the web.
Yeah. Our opinions matter the most. Listen to
Experts.
it. We know exactly what we're talking about.
But even if this does anything, it can just push people to have their own opinion and to question their own beliefs, into being like, oh, like I've viewed things in this way so long, maybe I should think a little deeper. Maybe I should meditate on it a little bit and get a better understanding of what really aligns with myself, because this is a different point of view. So maybe there is something better out there.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be what we're saying, but it could be different to what they're currently living or experiencing.
Yeah, look, one of Caitlin's workmates, he and like their boss is really religious, and then they went out for lunch, what was it, yesterday, and they actually had a really similar conversation to what our last week's pod ep was on about.
Yeah.
Like nearly, from what I could tell from Caitlin, it sounds very similar. So I was like, obviously people are having these conversations of trying to understand the other side of things as well. And then like apparently he's actually started reading the Bible just so he can have those conversations with people to understand their point of view easier.
So you said he's not religious?
Yeah.
Oh, he's not religious.
He's not really, like her main workmate's not religious, but the boss is really religious.
Oh, okay.
And he was just trying to understand a bit more about his religion. And he's like, obviously, like he's trying to talk about it a lot more, but he doesn't actually know much about religion in itself. It's probably a bit like me trying to talk to you guys. That's what your religious, spiritual nature, where actually learning about it allows you to actually talk about it a bit more too, and discuss your thoughts and actually see if you actually align with what you used to believe.
Yeah, just being open to everything, and then there's something that goes, oh.
That's a crock of shit.
Or it could be like, shit, where has this been all my life?
Yeah.
Like, and you can connect the dots to your own experience and to things that you...
Choose your own adventure.
Choose your own adventure. But it's like, I think that's the one thing that's kept me diving into the rabbit hole and becoming so invested and like excited by the whole spirituality world, is because of connecting the dots. and you like read something or hear someone say something and you just go, shit, like that's really speaking to me in something that I've experienced. And then you go, well,
Where does it lead to
yeah.
from this?
Well, if that's true, then what else is? And then you just continue connecting the dots.
Going into that, I'm curious on your perspective. Yours, I can't really ask you. But if you woke up one day and you're like, I want to learn about spirituality,
Sure.
what's your step?
How do I go? How do I start it?
Yeah, because obviously you're not just going to Google spirituality.
Yeah. I suppose, because I talk to you guys a fair bit,
If you couldn't speak to us as well.
if I couldn't speak to you guys, and I suppose that means any other...
We're blacklisting you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I suppose then I would say, and then any other mates who I have that are religious.
Yeah.
Blacklisting...
Like, let's say someone in some rural town, no one there is spiritual, and someone just goes,
Like,
I want to see
where
what
do
this
I
is
start?
about. What would they do?
You nearly just have to Google.
Yeah.
I suppose, other than going to like a church near you or something like that, you'd nearly just have to Google whatever you're thinking spiritual. Like,
Yeah.
say you obviously have some form of spark to go, all right, what else is it? You'd somewhat Google, Instagram, whatever, YouTube, within those lines of what you're trying to think of. Oh, maybe there is whatever else there. I suppose, yeah.
So you always do have to have the conversations.
Yeah.
Well, there's a saying, and it's when the student is ready, the teacher arrives. And I think that's in my case. I know you said you're not asking me, but I'm going to answer it anyway.
I'm asking you now.
In a lot of cases for me, that's just what's happened. Like it's just, I haven't really been looking for it, but something has just found me.
Or is that just your algorithm on Instagram trying to feed your thoughts?
Yeah, well, to a degree.
Why is it doing that?
Because you're clicking on the wrong shit.
But there might be something that's just completely irrelevant. Like I wouldn't even assume that it's going to be touching on the divine. It might be talking about, there was one time where I clicked on a video, it was about the sun. And I wanted to know a little bit more about the sun. And then it ended up diving into these massive rabbit holes. I was like, holy shit, I wasn't expecting this. But it then pushed me down a path that I was like, this really interests me. And I was just like, when the student's ready, the teacher arrives.
Favourite fact about the sun?
Favorite fact about the sun?
It's really hot.
Yeah. I was wanting to see how good this YouTube video was.
Well, that's why it wasn't even on what I was going into it expecting. My favourite fact about the sun would be that it is good, not evil. Go out in it. Don't be fucking scared of it. That's a good fact for you. For the people out
It's a little
there.
fact of it.
Go touch the sun.
Don't be scared of
Go
it.
stare at it.
Do not be scared of it. It's the biggest lie ever. But we're not going to go into it.
I guess are people scared of the sun.
Are people scared of the sun? Well, people wear
Vampires.
sunscreen.
But you seem to go in, yeah, sure.
Don't put sunscreen on.
We're not touching it.
I was waiting.
All right, well, that's another one in the books.
Yep.
QOSA out. Enjoy. Love ya.